in this video titled the top 10 Igbo cultural practices. I'm going to talk about some of the cultural practices that the race called Igbo is known for after this intro. Hello everyone, Ogu Emmanuel is my name. If you are new in this channel, you are highly welcome. A special thanks to all my returning subscribers and my esteemed viewers as well. Let's start. Number 1, Omugwo. The Igbo people are a kind of people who does not play with their cultural practices. They don't play with their cultures and, traditions, despite the influence of the so-called modern civilization. Our tradition of observing Omugwo cannot be toyed with. Igbo people don't play with Omugwo, especially our mothers. They don't toy with it because it's one of their pride. So, what is this Omugwo? What is Omugwo, if I may ask? It is a process whereby the mother of a young lady, who just gave birth after marriage, is expected to go nurse her daughter back to normal after birth. So the woman is expected to go to her daughter's home to reduce the labor for her, teach her how to take care of her newborn baby, show her how to be a mother to her new child. Maybe due to lack of knowledge about the proper and healthier way of taking care of a new baby and the intricacies of managing situations concerning the newborn baby. So the young woman who just gave birth needs all the attention of her mother so that she will be put in line. She will be taught how to take care of, run things when the mother is not around. So one of the woman's mission at the daughter's house is to manage this tender baby for at least 3 good months of intense nursing. So while the daughter that just gave birth recovers from, childbirth, pains, and sometimes trauma, and probably complications. So the mother will teach her daughter, help her cook that kind of delicacies meant for a woman who just gave birth. There are some kinds of foods that they're supposed to be eating, kinds of soups and things like that. So the mother will help her, put her through that. So for that 3 months, the mother is going to be birthing both her daughter and her grandchild. It's a joyful thing. While the lady in question will have a lot of rest, so as to fully recover. So at the end of that 3 months care period, when her mother will be due to go back to her home or to her house, so the daughter and the husband, that is the woman's in-law, will do their best. They will rally around, organize things, something that they will use to show appreciation. A kind of gift. They will give her things like a women wrapper, so many things. They used to come back from this Omugwo with big bundles of loads. Yes, so they do come back with a lot of things in their kitty, just to say, Mama, thank you for taking good care of me and my child while I was resting and recovering. So it's one of Igbo traditions that people cannot think of taking away. It has become part of us. So the second one is Ichi. Although this part of tradition or customs is fast diminishing from Igbo land. But I used it here so that I want to remind many Igbo people who are not aware about this particular tradition or customs that it was once a reigning thing in Igbo land, but this time around it's very difficult for you to see a man that still have this Ichi marks on his face. So in Igbo traditional setting, it is a process where a strong man, full-bodied man, who wants to be honorable and acceptable everywhere he goes, will undergo this process of Ichi by a special Obuichi. That is the people who used to cut that faces, who used to cut that face, who used to give those Ichi mark, So they are the people called Obuichi. So, which will be done with a very sharp knife to cut the man's face with plenty of marks or spiral lines, So, as a man of valor, as a man of strength, as a powerful man. So, but before the cutting process starts, he'll be given any kind of food he so desires or he would want to eat or that he's interested in, so as to have enough strength to undergo this painful facial marking procedure. Before the cutting and after the cutting, he must not show any sign of fear or pain, but bravado. That's what is expected of him as a kind of a complete man. It's not expected to show sign of pain when they are cutting that his face. They are putting those knife marks on him, So as to cut the long story short, Igbo women cannot receive or stand the pain associated with this kind of painful facial marking. This kind of procedure, our women cannot stand it. So it is only meant for a very strong and powerful Igbo man with bones and guts. I hope you understand what I mean. Igbo men with bones and guts. So it's not meant for the lily-livered people. So the third one is New Yam Festival, Eriji. Igbo people, being industrious as they are, right from the origin, even before the prehistoric times, and as a religious people that they are, they have never failed to show appreciation to their Ichi for helping them in growing their planted staple crops like yam, and for making it possible for them to have a good harvest. So yam is a very important food crop in Igbo land. Imagine a kind of crop that is capable of feeding a very large family from the beginning of the planting season to the harvest period. So it's not easy for that kind of food to be neglected. So due to the importance and the nature of this crop, our ancestors attach a lot of importance to it. They find it worthy to set a particular period, a particular time to show appreciation and thanks to the god of yam, Ayajoku or Ifejoku, as pronounced by some people. They will thank the god of yam for giving them a good harvest. So the New Yam Festival is a period in Igbo land, preferably between August and September. That is when the New Yam is officially endorsed and fit for consumption. Although The date of this new Yam Festival takes place within August, September, but it varies from one community to another. So it's not something that is done in the whole Igbo land at the same time or at the same period. So within that period of celebration, fanfares, display of masquerade, a lot of drinking and dancing, sorry, different kinds of entertainments are the order of the day. They are part of the things that make the day a very joyful and wonderful one. So every other thing will commence as soon as the Igwe or Eze opens the event by becoming, becoming the first person to officially eat the yam before others. So this is one of the major cultures and tradition of the Igbo people. Yeah, Igbos don't play with yam. So the fourth one is Osu caste system. Osu families in Igbo land are said to be a kind of a group of people brought in from far land. People sacrificed to the gods of the land for one appeasement or the other. Sometimes they might be members of the communities. They might be part of the communities, people who committed a kind of dastardly act, who committed a kind of something that is against the land, that's not worthy of hearing. So the person can be used to sacrifice to the gods because of what they committed. So they are slaves. They are used as slaves or offered as sacrifice to the gods or the ancestors. So part of their existence is to be identified with the idols, with the idols where they are dedicated to. They are attached to a particular idols or shrine where they are dedicated to. So they usually reside near the local market, so as to be close to the idol. So this set of people are exceptionally, many a times, innovative, attractive, hard-looking, and even handsome. But however, they are not allowed to marry in the community, participate in the community gatherings, or enter into relationships with the sons and daughters of the soil. Which, if you ask me, by now we should have supposed to have finished putting away this kind of traditional culture, because it is not helping the Igbo people. It's part of what is bringing a lot of divisions in our communities, in our villages, in our states today. It is not good for us. Your brother is still your brother, no matter what. We're not supposed to be dividing ourselves. We're not supposed to be marginalizing or segregating against each other. Look at our state today. Look at what is going on in the southeast today. If you go to every community, we have a lot of things that are hindering our moving forward, our progress as Igbo people. A lot of other races are envy of us, but we swore never to be one. I don't know why. But as you can see, with this kind of lifestyle, we're not moving ahead. Why can't we change it? How can you look at your brother? You see him as somebody who is a lesser mortal, who is not worthy to be paired with you as the same brother or sister, or that their family is this or that. Please let us stop it so that we can move forward. The Igbo people, they need everybody. We have a lot on our hands. We need everybody. Let's stop marginalizing each other. It's not going to take us anywhere, if you ask me. So the sons, the sons of the soil are regarded as the original members of the community. You know, they are the one they see as the original members of their community. So from the look of things in Igbo land, you could smell these supremacist practices in Igbo tradition and culture. Imagine your fellow Igbo person. Although it is their way of life for ages, but if you ask me, it is time to move all these negative labels from an Igbo person to another. From an Igbo person to another fellow. And that person is a human being who breathes the same air as you do. You start looking at your brother somehow. You've already demarcated. And it's bringing big problem in Igbo land. Sorry. It's bringing big problem in our communities. We can no longer speak with one language, with one voice. It's appalling. So, if we could do away with that, I believe that there's no power, dead or alive, that has the capacity to stop the Igbo man or to stop the Igbo in any of their undertakings. If they could do away with all these negative thoughts and energies, we will regain our position in the Committee of Tribes. The fifth one is Igbo Apprenticeship System. So it is called Igba Boy or Emuaha. So this is a system where an Igbo man who traveled to a particular place, established himself there in his business. So seeing that his business has expanded and needed some more hands for easier management and running and the growth of the business. So what the Igbo guy or the Igbo man will do is to go to his people at the village to first look for his direct relatives, who can look for his direct relatives before going for the distant one. So he goes there, he gets a younger boy, have a discussion, understanding or agreement with the boy's parents or relatives, with this idea to take the boy with him to the city. He will teach the boy everything about his business, about life. Then after some years, like 4, 5, 6 years, as depending on the understanding and the agreement they had, the boy will be settled by giving him some reasonable amount of money to start his own business. So before you know it, the same boy, as time progresses, will in turn go back to the village to bring another Igbo relative of his to town where he's doing his own business, just like his master or his big brother did, the one that brought him to city. So we do the same. So with the purpose of showing him the business light, just like his master did. So this kind of process of transferring of business ideas and knowledge from one relative to another has immensely transformed many Igbo families and communities. Yeah. So it's a kind of mystery many other tribes in Nigeria are trying so hard to copy. Although it is not too easy, but it has positively done a lot in the life of Igbo people and in the land. So this is one of the customs that the Igbo uses to help each other develop, dominate, and create differences in their various communities. They use it to empower each other. So the sixth one is religious beliefs. Igbo people are synonymous with religion. They so much love religion. The word ordinane or ordinala is the ancient Igbo religion and tradition. You know, in Igbo mythological system, which is also part of their religion, the supreme god is known as Chukwu. That is the big god. It's known as Chukwu. The Igbo believe that Chukwu is the creator of all things on earth. They also believe he's a god that made light possible. There are three levels of this divine being. The highest, which is the supreme god, or Chukwu. Below this god is the one called Umuabara or Umuabala. That is the spirit gods. So the third one in the ranking is Ichi. That is elderly people representing the spirit of our ancestors. Yeah. So reincarnation is one of the things Igbo people have in common due to their belief that everything in life is under the control of higher powers. So in the scheme of religious beliefs of the Igbo, we have the Dibia. That is our village diviners that attempts to predict the future. So there are also priests and priestesses in every village that are in charge of all spiritual matters, rituals, and conducting of ceremonies. So today, the influence of white man's religion in Igbo land has already disorganized the Igbo cultural and religious practices and values we have in the past. It has turned everything upside down. No one is understanding each other again. So the seventh one is marriages or marriage. So marriage in Igbo land has a multi-level system. So before it has a kind of steps you have to take before the bride and bridegroom, just like the local law, tradition, and understanding sees it. These stages must have to be passed through one by one before you can say, or you could call somebody husband and wife officially, because there will be official hand knock on the door if accepted. So it means a consent to continue all other marital protocols. You have to go and knock at the door. It has its own protocols. So the main marital ceremony in Igbo land is Ebanku, because it is the only official time the bride will show her people and the guests that whoever she takes her wine to is officially her husband. Because according to the Igbo tradition, a marriage has been contracted, although before then there should have been agreement and understanding between the two families before the paying of bride price stage, So that official consent will be given before the Ebanku proper. Everything must have been arranged and settled before the permission of Ebanku will be given. If the bride's father is late, in this case, the bride's brother, uncle, or male relative will fill in for the bride's father, as it also applies to the groom. So it is a known fact that although the bride price is only symbolic, but must have to be paid in most cases. So additional things like kola nut, goat, wine, fowl, and so on and so forth for the marriage event are provided to make the ceremony a successful one. So the 80th one is Eguafo Igbo. Some Igbo calls it Eguaro Igbo. That is Igbo traditional calendar. So based on Igbo traditional calendar and not this Western Gregorian calendar we're using today, that's this normal calendar that you normally see in everybody's houses, is what we call Gregorian calendar. That one came from the western part of the world. So let me explain this Igbo calendar reading, the monthly reading, called Eguafo or Eguaro Igbo. So a week in Igbo is called Izu. Yeah. So there are 4 days, which means the day is Izu. There are 4 days. The day is called Ubochi. So what are these Ubochi? The Ubochi is Eke, Orie, Afo, Nkwo. We have 7 weeks in a month in Igbo traditional calendar. A month in Igbo traditional calendar is called Onwa. So in the traditional Igbo calendar, a month that is an Onwa is made up of 28 days. In these 28 days, we have 13 months in a year. That is Igbo traditional calendar for you. So there was an additional 1 day added. So the names of days have their mythological origins in Nri kingdom. There is this belief that Eri, that is the sky-born founder of Nri kingdom, went on a journey to find out the secret behind time. So on his journey, he paid obeisance. He counted the 4 days by the name of the spirits that rules them. So that was how the name Eke, Orie, Afo, and Nkwo became the days of the week. Became the days of the week in Igbo traditional calendar. So these days, it is no longer in vogue to use Igbo traditional calendar. Rather, we have mastered this Western Gregorian calendar instead. That is the one we put in our houses and in our offices. So we are not supposed to forget our cultures and tradition. So let me give you an example of how Igbo months are checked or counted. So you have first, number 1, Onwambo. So this Onwambo in Igbo traditional calendar starts from the 3rd week of February. That is officially Igbo New Year, not 1st January. 1st January, the New Year 1st January is the system that we are using from the Gregorian calendar. The normal Igbo traditional calendar, the New Year is 3rd week of February. That is Onwambo. Onwa Abuo is March. Onwa Abuo is March. So the 3rd one is Onwa Ifeke. That is April. That is the Onwa we call Onwa Ifeke. So the 4th one is Onwa Ano. That is May. The 5th one is Onwa Agu. That is June. The 6th one is Onwa Ife Ajoku or Onwa Ife Jioku. as the case may be. That is July. The 7th one is Onwa Alomchi. It starts from August to early September. That is Onwa Alomchi. It starts from August to early September. The 8th one is Onwa Ilomo. That is late September. Do not forget, Onwa Alomchi starts from August to early September. So Onwa Ilomo starts from late September. So the 9th one is Onwana, which is October. Onwana means October. The 10th one is Onwa Okike. That is early November. It's Onwa Okike, according to Igbo traditional calendar. The 11th one is Onwa Ajana. That is late November. The 12th one is Onwa Ede Ajana. That is late November to December. The 13th one, which is the final month of Igbo traditional calendar, is called Onwa Uzo Alose. That is from early January to February. From early January to February. So that's the way they normally count Igbo traditional calendar. So do not forget that the first month is Onwa Mbu, which is the 3rd week of February. The 3rd week of February. So the last month, that is our own kind of December month, is Onwa Uzo Alose. That is from January to February. So many Igbo people have forgotten our cultures and traditions. You know, there used to be names like Mbweke, Mbafo, Mbore, etc. Not just to place it on the day the person was born. It's symbolic. So we have the 9th one is Iwakwa culture. Iwakwa. So what is Iwakwa? This is one of the main cultural practices in Igbo land. This culture, Iwakwa, is a festival of people, you know, mainly from Okigwe zone of Imo State and the Enugu West zone of Enugu State in Nigeria. Igbo people from Mbano, Olo, Obo, Etiti, Ubo, you know, etc. They do celebrate it also, although with a different names. You know, they have the names they call their own. You know, this wonderful culture in Igbo land has reduced, you know, yes, it has reduced. They have brought it down to die like many other ones, despite the influence of Western cultures and religions. So this is one of the events that attracts a lot of tourists from many parts of the world in Igbo land. So the reason for this cultural ceremony, Iwakwa, is because it is a native platform where young men, you know, have to come, young men who have come of age, you know, are being initiated into manhood with a given opportunity to make their own marks and contributions in social, cultural, and political affairs of the community. So in this level of their lives, they can now sit within the Ichi or the elders of the land. They can wine and dine together. Also, they can brainstorm on issues that affect the community so as to come up with their own ideas and suggestions. The other one is Kola nuts. So the culture of accepting kola nut as an influential fruit in Igbo land cannot be overlooked. It has occupied a powerful and spiritual position in the cultural and traditional life of the Igbo people. So one of the first things a real Igbo man is supposed to do as soon as a guest arrives at his home is to present him with a kola nut. So the presentation of this kola nut usually takes place before any event or occasion. So it may be kinsmen meeting, marriages or marriage matters, conflict resolution, swearing, or entering into any kind of agreement or oath, as the case may be. So the fruit kola nut does not understand any foreign language except Igbo. So it is usually traditionally broken by hand into some pieces. And if by any means the kola nut breaks into 3 pieces, that means another special celebration will be arranged. The next one is Igbo Masquerade. So annually, Igbo people used to hold many festivities and cultural performances, mainly the Masquerade and Yam Festivals. It is held according to Igbo community native calendar. So the masquerades normally appears during the festivals like burials and many other social gatherings. So the masquerades are designed in many colorful patterns and dimensions. Some appears only at the festival, but the majority appears at many or all the festivals. Masquerades are associated with spiritual elements based on Igbo beliefs and understanding. So the identity of the masquerade is well kept. It's a well kept secret, yeah, and performed exclusively by men only. So as people would always take corrections from this exposure, the masquerades were effective in keeping up with traditional norms and values in the community. So that's Igbo masquerade for you. So there are yearly occasions of masquerades in many Igbo communities called Obakomau. Where they congregate in the community's village square to entertain people. There are many other types of masquerades in Igbo land like Olaga, Mbadike, Ijele, Ojionu, etc. So masquerades are part of the cultural identities of the Igbos. Please, as always, let me know from the comment section what you think about this video. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, click like on my Facebook page, ring the notification bell, and do not forget to share this video. It will help the algorithm of this channel. Let us meet in my next video. Bye bye.